thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend 10 more dollars on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets.
Cori, Cori, do you know what a black job is? It's something you ain't got. Cori, you ain't got a black job, you ain't got a white job, you ain't got a blue job, a brown job, you ain't got no job. Cori, I am so glad you gone. Oh my goodness. First it was Jamal Bowman. Now you, oh my God. I'm just starting to feel so hopeful. Oh man. You know what? I think I'm gonna sleep real good tonight. I'm gonna sleep real good, knowing that I don't have to hear your loud mouth no more.
Hey, these squad members are dropping like flies apparently, and as you saw from the intro, you see why. Like, yo, you want to defund police, aka think of police like general security for the population. You want to defund that, but you want to have personal bodyguards around you 24/7. You want to spend extra money, and then you trying to try to justify it. This is the same lady who didn't know how taxes work.
So you're saying that you're saying that they're paying their fair share is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking what percentage is a fair share.
Their fair share, the same. If a third of my money is going to taxes, then I think a third of their money should be going to taxes. Well, it does.
I'm trying to understand because you realize the effective tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor. I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct? What fair share would you like to
representing you in Congress? Like, make it make sense, guys. When they say we're not sending our best, we really are not sending our best. I know some common sense people that you can plug anyone out of my neighborhood, and I bet they'll make a better congressman than Cori Bush. Out of all of them, I think Cori Bush was the weakest candidate, and I never understood. I'm like, how y'all let this lady represent St. Louis? How? But you know, it goes into this mindset that I continually explaining that in the black community, there's this mental conditioning that, oh, Democrats are here to save you, when that is not the job of the government. When the government is trying to save you, it's at the expense of everyone else, which inadvertently creates more problems for you. You get incentivized to remain in poverty. You're pretty much doomed into bad outcomes. But hey, at least you don't have to pay for rent. At least you don't have to pay for food, WIC, SNAP, welfare, public housing. That's all y'all care about. But y'all don't want more for your kids. This is why the ghettos, when these cities that's run by Democrats, this is why they're so destitute. This is why they're so dirty. This is why there's so much homelessness. But they keep wanting you to vote for them. For what? What results are you getting from voting Democrat? Especially voting progressive, which her and Tim Walz, I mentioned in my last video, her and Tim Walz share the same policy platform. Yet you think he's going to be a good national candidate? I don't think so. I don't think the American people want to go towards socialism. No matter how nice sounding you make it. And that's how socialists always get in. They always talk about how they're going to help people, save people. Just give me more control over your life. Typical socialist. And then once they have it, everything always turns out worse than what they envision it to be. I digress, though. Let's get into this article. Another squad member ousted from the Congress. Missouri Cori Bush loses primary. Representative Cori Bush on Tuesday became the second member of the far-left anti-Israel squad to lose her congressional seat to a challenger. Decision desk called the race for St. Louis prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell just after 9 p.m. local time, with just over 40% of the vote tallied. At the time, Bell led Bush by double digits, holding 54.9 to Bush's 41.8. This is crazy. Boy, you love to see it. Bush first appeared on the political scene in the wake of the Ferguson riots, where she was an active participant and has. This is the problem. Y'all put too many activists in Congress, right? I think Orlando has one too. I forgot his name. I don't like him at all. Like I think he's just he's what's wrong with politics. As far as his name, Michael. I forgot his name. Maxwell Frost. Yeah, I don't like that guy at all. Like I'm like, yo, why he's here? He used to be a community organizer, I think. I said, yeah, he just know how to talk. He don't know anything about policy. He doesn't know anything about history, right? Like these are the kind of politicians we put into office, at least in these blue districts in Florida, and has continued to use lies about what happened to Michael Brown to push her political agenda. She has represented Missouri's first congressional district, which includes St. Louis City and parts of the outlying St. Louis County, since 2021. After unseating William Lacey Clay Jr. in the 2020 election, she has since made a name for herself by quickly aligning with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, who is next on the chopping block, by the way. This is really because I think she's going to be the hardest one to replace after AOC because of the fact that she's in a very blue state in Minnesota, sorry. And it has a big Somalian population that are like ride or die for her, right? They see themselves as Somalia first, which is I have a problem with that in a country. I'm like, yo, how can you be about another country within the country? You ran from that country. Like, make it make sense to me. But I don't know. Right. So Ilhan Omar is going to be the real test of the sentiment, because if she loses her primary, that's a good signal to me that this Tim Walz guy is not relatable in his own, like he barely won anyway. But I'll take that as a signal that, hey, he's not going to do as good nationally as Democrats think he will do. Right. So we're going to go back to the reactions. I said Tim. Kimberly Klasick, squad member Representative Cori Bush has lost her primary. She lost by a nice 30% margin. This is what kills me. I was like, damn. What and to me, I feel like this will always happen if the media did their job, right? If the media did their job, everyone will be aware of the Democrats like foolery. Like you ain't getting it. Like what has Cori Bush done? What has she done? Essentially, all she really is just a marching band. Like, oh look, let's stay woke. I'm a woke this. I'm a woke that. I support this, right? Like she's just a soundboard, right? This is Tim Walz, but Cori Bush was agreeing with this as well. Cori Bush agreed with Tim Walz on fuel BLM riots, right? She made excuses for the looting and rioting in Minnesota, even though it was hurting a lot of people who weren't involved in the shooting. Like it'll be one thing if they did this at a police precinct, like you go at the police. I'll have more respect. Okay, they're going at the actual people who actually did something wrong, what they perceive as wrong. But instead, you use it as a pretext to go out and steal stuff, and then you had Cori Bush here covering for it, just like Kamala Harris. And these are the extremists in their parties, and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz agree with everything that's on this list. Soldiers accuse Walz of embezzling. This is Walz specific, but I'm just making the correlation that if this Cori Bush lady, is losing in her own elections, her own district didn't like what she was doing, why put somebody that shares a couple of policies identical to her, which is Tim Walz, which I just did a video on? I don't understand it, right? I really don't understand it. I think Democrats, they rest on their laurels because of the fact that they know this is the case here. They never improve the living conditions, but you can guarantee they're going to have some Dollar Trees, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, City Trends, Walmart, liquor stores, check cashing stores, and some dangerous gas stations around. BP, I don't know, all these things. The conditions are kept that way purposely. Some people became content and hopeless. Others grind and make something of themselves and move away. I am that latter part. I made something of myself and I moved away. I'm in a different neighborhood than where I grew up at. right? But if you stay in there, you stay in that little plantation, because the ghetto does act like a democratic plantation. If I think about it now, and the reason I keep going down this line of thinking is just that it's the only way to explain it. Because I look at AOC, I look like Alien Homar, I look at what's that guy name that just lost? Bowman? Yeah, Jamal Bowman. He was happy by the way that Tim Walz was picked. Just saying. And I'm like, yo, these people, bro, what are they doing? They just look like, oh, look at me. Like they're just looking for attention. They look like they're just trying to be influencers. They're not actually, they're in policy, but they're complaining about like things not getting done, things not being pushed. They do political stunts. Right? I just finished complaining about a Democratic rep in my state. I forgot his name again. Maxwell Frost. He's the same kind of people like them. Stunting. He do political stunts. Oh, okay. If you guys believe in the border, if you put the Secure the Border Act, let's take all down the Statue of Liberty. Here's a bill to take down the Statue of Liberty. Then I call it out. Then people say, "Oh, he was joking." And I say, "Okay, so he was lying to you." So you admit that he's in there because he panders to you. Some people are actually proud that, oh yeah, Maxwell Frost represents me. I was like, I don't want to live in there, and I don't want to live in Orlando. Then that's crazy. But I digress. I'm done ranting. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you happy that Cori Bush got ousted? Do you think it was unfair she got ousted because of the fact that certain political action committees, or I forgot what they're called, certain PACs for Israel was funding her opposition, and that's why she got out of politics? Or do you think it was a general reaction of people getting tired of Cori Bush? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching the end of the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.